Excuse me. Okay. Good morning. That was a rough start for my throat. Okay. Let's get started. What are we doing today? So yesterday we had issues with the velocity snocerator, the velocity processor. I think I fixed those. I do need to do a testy test. I think there are more issues that we need to iron out here. So I think we're gonna just be doing some refactors of processors today. I don't think any work on the actual ECS system is going to happen. Which, here's my guy. I accidentally left this running all night, so we'll see how this goes. Is he stuck? Stuck? Yo, welcome in. Good morning. Are you stuck? Okay, he just created like a new attachment. Sick. What are you doing? What are you doing, bro? So yeah, we're just gonna be figuring shit out here. You are trying to move to food location. You seem to be moving towards it. Ooh, excuse me. I need more coffee. Yeah, he's just stuck here the entire time. Move to food location. Okay. Show me move to target data. He is within acceptance radius and he is facing target. This is true. Where is your location? Okay. What else do I want to look at? Input velocity? Input velocity 0. Velocity also 0. Yeah, so I guess there's just an issue somewhere in potentially the move to processor, question mark? Are you marking as? Okay, I think maybe the state tree just isn't getting updated. I think I should be updating the state tree here. But I thought I changed it to do it on tick. So why is that tick not happening? Let's do move to task. Are you ticking? Where's your tick, sir? There we go. Are you ticking? No. No, you're not. No, you are not. Now you are. Now that we're interacting. Okay, stop interacting. Yeah, he finally got there. That was for interacting with me, I believe. He had to rotate around. See the arrow? Grab food. Interesting, he's on the grab food task, but he's rotating, which I thought was on the move to task. Colonist state tree. Creating my own game? Yes. Yes, I am. Yes, indeed. Let's go to the Hangi Fine Food State Tree. Grab food. I mean, I guess not all of these are ticking, right? So he should be done with the move too. So I don't know why he was still rotating there. Let me restart. Let me restart here. We can clear. Stop the vlogger. Okay. 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 Show me. Actually, yeah, just go back to the spawner. I need to spawn. Just give me one guy. There we go. He just fell from the sky. Okay. Didn't expect that. God, you know what's nice is I did the per bone per anim frame caching up front instead of like every runtime. Oh, that's so much nicer. He's stuck. He can't move. Or he's at least stuck in a very... He's stuck in a very, very tight circle. There's no way that that was the random idle wander location that he just found. Enhance. Yeah, I guess he doesn't really idle in that far of a radius, but like... Come on. Maybe he's not stuck then? His just idle is not moving very much. Yo, what is this, bro? This is it's a video game I'm working on. Why are you not moving very far? He has like a whole radius to go. I've been refactoring my ECS system, and I guess he's broken a little bit. Now this mace should not be floating here. Don't know what the deal is with that. We'll need to fix that, of course. One moment. Okay. Yeah, he's like stuck in a very tight radius. Fight. Like a tiger. Sorry, hang on. Okay. Yeah, why is your wander radius, like, bad? Custom engine question mark. No, this is Unreal Engine. Okay, don't show me the state tree logs, just give me this. Finding random point from location and radius. Good. It didn't fail. Yeah, and it would have shown that. It would have logged if it failed or not. Oh, what the fuck is the deal with that? Oh, he's stuck. Why did the nav mesh get generated like that? I mean, yeah, that'll do it. That's why he's stuck. Why did that happen? Wait, am I nav blocking? Is my character nav blocking? Rerun the proc gen. You have your own engine. No. Wait, what the fuck is this? What is this? Okay, this one has not happened for like months. Interesting. Oh, that's terrible news. That's terrible news. Those are some weird looking horses. Okay, build succeeded. Where are we at? Oh my god, my eye. Holy shit. Okay, we're booting up. What are you doing? I'm working on a video game. Just a hobby project. It's going to be an RPG Colony Sim Roguelite with procedural destructible terrain and AI generated quests. When will you wear wigs? Maybe. That's a great clip. That's a great clip. What's an ECS? ECS stands for Entity Component System. It is an architecture, a data-driven architecture that very efficiently can run thousands and thousands and thousands of entities. And it is based on the concepts and principles of CPU cache locality. And that's how it works. So you have to understand like how to tightly pack your data into contiguous arrays and iterate over them efficiently. And I wanted to create my own. Unreal Engine has one built in called Mass. Why is that? That was me, right? Like, hang on, where is 0, 0? And also, let me just click on me. Am I navigable? Am I like nav blocking? Why is that nav mesh generating like that? Is that 0, 0? Someone show me. Yeah, that is very close to 0, 0. How long and how hard to learn and do what you do for beginner that have zero knowledge in coding? I mean, that's all completely dependent on the individual. Probably would take a bit. You know, learning programming is kind of a necessity for what I'm doing, so you'd have to learn that. Can I rebuild the nav mesh? Let me try to rebuild the nav mesh. How do I do that? What would I do here? Let me do this. I'll place a... Okay, now my player controller is broken. Okay, we have to rebuild. Okay, try one more time. This is, for some reason, just an issue with this seed. Refactor. Yes, good. Good. Okay, go ahead and finish. Okay. It's not like on the... Something is affecting navigation right here. So let me just place down something that like changes the nav. Huh. Huh. That's very strange. Let me try a different seed. If that was just one seed, that's fine. What seed are we on? Where am I? World data. 692. Let's try seed 693. If that's on every seed, that's an issue. Okay, we're in a nice meadowy biome. This is kind of a boring one because it's all flat, but okay, show me the nav mesh. So far we've only generated it on that rock. That's not, it ain't right. It ain't right. Okay. That's okay. I think that one seed was just being weird. I don't know. I don't know. But I'm just gonna let that one, I'm just gonna ignore it, really. Okay, we spawned a guy. By the way, your nav mesh recalculating at runtime because your terrain dynamically changing. Well, right there, it's like whenever you change a setting on the nav mesh, it'll recalculate real quick. And I was doing that just to like, because sometimes the display gets out of sync with what the nav mesh actually is. So if you like toggle something like a checkbox in the nav mesh like details, it'll like refresh the render version of it, the rendered version of it. I do just moonwalk in here. That's an issue. But yeah, it is a dynamic nav mesh, and it will update when you place things or deform the terrain. Okay, so my rotation is bad. Also, my attachments are bad. So I guess that's what we're fixing today. I fixed the velocity processors, so they're no longer like little jitterbugs all over the place. I have a programming test in 2 days. Good luck with your test. I hope they're not like mine, which I had to handwrite code on, which is kind of why I dropped out of college. I was like, yeah, I don't want to handwrite code. That's kind of stupid. I got pencil and paper code. I mean, how it's affect performance at runtime. It runs completely async. There's async processing, and then I overrode a little bit of it to run even more on the background thread, because it used to basically do all the calculations on a separate thread, but then what it would do on the game thread would do, it would do a sort pending dirty nav tiles, or what was sort pending dirty tiles, something like that. It would do that on the game thread, and so I just overrode it a little bit to do that part on the background thread as well. Okay, so he's rotated correctly when he's not an actor. That's good. So it's just the actor version of him? That's not correct. So yeah, he looks fine there. And it's when he switches from actor to ISM that the attachment thing. Okay, so I know where to look now. I know where to look now. I just had to write Java functions on paper as a part of my interview to be a CS tutor at my university, bro. That's so stupid. I mean, I get doing like some whiteboarding during an interview. But on paper, that's a weird interview. It's a weird interview. I hope they didn't expect you, they didn't expect it to like compile, you know, like compile. And it was just like pseudocode. So the NPCs are moving with constant speed. No. It accelerates and decelerates. In modern games, the speed is dictated by the animation. Yeah, well, rather, my animation is just synced up to the velocity. And I don't think that is always true. I think there are probably plenty of games where the animation is just synced up to whatever speed they're going. That's how it works in Unreal Engine by default, like in the character movement component, in a lot of the base animation blueprints, like the animation that is playing is based on a blend space. I don't know if you're familiar with Unreal Engine that much. Yeah, where is my blend space at? It's gotta be, it's like in one of these. Where did I put that blend space at? Boy. Oh, simple care, yeah. So ignoring how bad the material looks. Like you can see, like this is a blend space, and so all of each of these dots here are a different animation. And then you can see here, this axis is speed and this axis is direction. So depending on what speed the actor or NPC is moving, he will lerp in between these animations and blend between the two. So it's not actually that the animation is not dictating the speed. And I don't think that that's how it works in many games. Actually, I think they probably do something like this. You can see, like, even it's kind of hard to tell because I changed it to nanite. Now all the materials are fucked up on the like the preview settings. I don't know why. Yeah, like I can go sideways, or what is that? That's backwards. So this is sideways, and then he like rotates to the other way as I move this around. So yeah, that's how it works in Unreal Engine, and that's how I would assume it works in most games. Okay, so the actor is not, he's probably like rotated 90 degrees the wrong way or something like that. How were your initial days of programming were like the struggle? Oh, I was just copying and pasting things for like 2 years. They didn't really care about the correctness of the logic, but they were lenient about missed syntax. Okay, well that's good. That's good. How it should be. Let's go to the representation processor. Enable or disable actors, spawn actor, switch to actor. I would like to do a git diff on this for where I changed rotation, but maybe I can just look for it. The rotation data. Yeah, I think maybe I need to subtract 90 from the yaw here. But was I not doing that? Let me show me this one. I really can't go. Wait, why can't I go any wider than that? Okay. Frustrating. Okay, yeah, so the transform data, the rotation. How you got better then, or how you get better with OOP. I mean, syntax is vast. When I implement something, it's too much work. But when I see code online, it's cleaner and use shortcuts than my code. I mean, you just have to keep building things. You have to keep going. Like, you'll pick it up eventually. Just make sure to write the code yourself as well. Like, it's okay to look things up. I mean, I look things up every day. Like, you're never gonna not have to look things up, especially syntactically. Like, you know, I work with the same language every day, and there's things I still look up just because you don't want to remember everything, you know? You just got to keep going, keep building stuff. I don't see any difference here in the rotation. I don't see any difference there. What else would have caused an issue? Let me look at ISM processor as well. The rotation, we are subtracting 90 from it still for the ISM rotation, and the ISM was moving correctly. Process entity locomotion. So we should probably be using. Oh, is that why rotation data? Don't you want to eventually remember everything? Oh God, no. God, no. I don't think you realize how much there is to remember. That's just not realistic. You try to remember everything, you're never going to. It's easier. You should aim to remember how to figure something out. That's going to get you a lot farther than trying to remember each piece of syntax or each function. Like, just remember how to get the information you need, not necessarily what the information is. Otherwise, you're going to crash out. Too much to remember. So it's really about forming that underlying, like, logical understanding rather than remembering what specific functions to call or whatever. I was using transform data here, so that's actually still correct, which is interesting. Extraction motion from animation called root motion animation. Yeah, that's usually for movement abilities, though. That's not like locomotion. Usually, I can't imagine people would use root motion for locomotion. That seems really weird. Because that would mean that your animations literally have to move. And usually you only do that for like attacks, like moving attacks and stuff like that. That's usually what root motion is for. Okay, what else could have changed here? What else could have broken this? And it was definitely in the, oops, it was definitely in this commit. This is where I changed the rotation stuff. Move to processor, maybe? Oh God, there's so much that changed here. Is done with rotate. Yeah, where's the, okay, so we're applying move to velocity here. That just got indented, okay. Location data is done with rotate. Current rotation, transform data to rotation. Yeah. Okay, that should be good there. Was it this guy? Send actor movement input. Set actor transform. Get entity transform. Oh, interesting. Okay, this doesn't have... Okay, I think I found it. Well, wait, hang on. I read that wrong. I added rotation here. Get entity location. Okay. Try get entity transform, get entity transform. Rotation. Show me the get diff here on this one. On where is it? Where is my generic utils? Show me my generic utils. I know it changed. I know it changed. Where is it? There it is. Get entity transform. Transform data. We did entity to avatar transform. Okay, so that's probably where I messed up because I only did location there. So it was actually avatar entity data that maybe is the issue. Entity to avatar transform. Did I do anything special with the rotation? No, all I did was add the half height. All I did was add half height. But it is not Python. Entity to avatar location. Yeah, so if the rotation is fine, it seems. So why isn't it then? Go back to move to processor. What did I change here? Oh, was that it? No, that's the same. I guess get new rotation maybe. Which was like right here. Okay, what changed here? Honestly, nothing. Honestly, nothing changed there. Yeah, what the hell broke my actor movement? I mean, he moves fine. He's basically just rotating the wrong direction. Where is he at? So like he's an instant static mesh right now, so he's gonna move fine. Please move. Are you stuck? Oh no, is he stuck? All right, what are you stuck on? Jesus Christ. Why are you stuck? He is stuck on Hangi, move to random location. Okay, yeah, why are you not moving to that location then? You are within it. I guess the state tree is just not updating, I think. Not updating. Okay, oh boy. Is it just in the Hangi state tree? Talk to me. Okay, see, that's the movement I'm talking about. And then he'll change, now he's moving fine. And he doesn't want to update. Okay, we'll tackle that in a second here. Let's keep figuring out why the rotation is wrong on the actor. Would it be in velocity processor at all? No, because that just sets the transform. The location. The rotation being set is entirely in the move to processor. And that would be up here. New rotation dot quaternion, get new rotation. I just looked at the get new rotation and it looked fine to me post change. So we should be getting here, right? If the avatar, if it doesn't control the movement. Yeah, okay, so we are getting there. So none of this down here matters. And of course I can't read that rotation. I cannot read that rotation. Is he facing the right way at this moment? I guess I don't have the rotation arrow because he's not in the move to processor. Okay. Yes, he was right there. Yeah, the arrow is correct, but I guess it's just the direction that's being passed into the blend space. Is that right? Let me look at... Oh, yeah, it might be, actually. Yeah. Try get entity rotation. And what is try get entity load? I gotta look at the diff on this again. Try get entity transform. I messed up something here. Try get entity location. Get actor transform location. We subtract the half height. But I return the. I guess I'm returning the entity location. Entity to avatar transform. What would I be getting there? I would be doing. I didn't want actor transform, so that would be false. I would just have returned the transform, whereas now I'm returning the actor quaternion. I shouldn't be doing that. I shouldn't be doing that. Get entity rotation. Yeah, I don't think I ever want to... I mean, I should be reaching that. Hang on, let me see what control path I'm getting to. We should be getting here. Hang on, that's location. Rotation. I should be getting here. Set speed and direction. Okay, we are getting, yeah, so we are getting here. Get entity rotation. Step. Okay, entity subsystem is fucking null right there. What? What? Why would that be null there? Okay, I think I have to do this. Do I do base? Does it matter? Hang on, let's see if it actually matters or not. I think I still want to get my entity subsystem, but then we can use the base as the parameter type, which is like the superclass. But yeah, it was null there. So I think that get subsystem didn't return it. But good morning, everyone. Welcome in. Hope you're having a wonderful day so far. Thank you for joining me. What IDE? This is JetBrains Rider for Unreal Engine and Unity. But I'm working on an RPG, Colony Sim Roguelite, procedural destructible terrain, and AI generated quests. I'm working on some ECS system changes, or I have been. I guess the system is kind of in place now. I'm just trying to, I guess I broke some things in doing some refactors, so we're trying to iron those out. So, I want to run the whole world, which comes with some pretty significant technical challenges, especially with procedural terrain. And so I need an ECS system to very efficiently run like thousands and thousands of entities, right? Okay, let's grab a new seed. 693, 694. So here's the procedural terrain. This seed's not super exciting so far. Pretty flat seed. Yeah, pretty flat. So yeah, here's the world map. So all these are different zones with different biomes and stuff. This is pretty flat and boring, but that means it's great for testing. Great for testing. Let's see if that made any difference. Okay, where'd he go? Yeah. What? Oh, this is wrong. This is wrong. This is just straight up wrong. That was wrong. It had nothing to do with the code. It had to do with that condition just being the opposite of what it needs to be. You have a nice voice for radio. Hey, not as good as Pirate Software's. Want to ask, can I learn coding in iPad? As in, like, you don't have a computer and so you want to learn how to code, but all you have is an iPad? Or you want to write code for an iPad? Okay, yeah, now the rotation's correct. Now he's correct. Okay, that was kind of silly. That was a stupid, silly, very stupid, silly mistake I made. Okay, so let's fix this fucking thing right here. And also, let me take a quick peek at the state tree. I don't know why I ended the game right there. State tree. Colonist roots. You're supposed to, like, tick on move to. Yeah, you don't have a tick. That's why you're not working. Did your father also work at Blizzard? He did. No, I'm kidding. He's a trucker, actually, so. No nepotism there. And I just want to return. I don't know why that would return fail, but we want to take every 1 second. And that should fix him getting stuck. That should fix him getting stuck. Okay, but now we want to look into that attachment issue. That's definitely in the representation processor. So actually, this change probably didn't fucking matter. That change probably didn't matter. Let's commit this. This is going to be fix entity rotation, entity representation, rotation issues. If I can spell it correctly. Okay, so the next issue is definitely in the representation processor. Yeah, so I moved the attachment processing in here, which I don't know if that's what I want to stick with or not. But definitely it was because of that. Let me see the switch to actor function. Handle proxy actor. Detach weapon. And reset avatar. I forget, I should be using, I hope I'm using static meshes for the weapons when they're ISMs. I hope I am. Oh, I hate this code. I hate this code so much. Here we go, attach data. My first PC broke. The second lost it. Was my third PC ain't it working, and I'm just saying no to PC anymore. Don't have good luck with it. And suddenly my interest peaked on coding and shit, so yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's technically possible to learn coding on an iPad. I mean, there are web IDEs you can use, right? Like, you can watch coding YouTube videos and shit too. Like, you can follow coding tutorials on anything. You're gonna have a bad time actually trying to write code on an iPad, though. You're gonna have a really bad time, and it's gonna be really fucking slow. So I would not recommend that. If you're interested in coding, you should have a computer, and you should figure your shit out. Why are you losing PCs and breaking them so much? Fix that issue first. I don't know why. I don't need all the backstory, but yeah, just take care of your PCs. How many files are in your code base? I don't know. This many. Here's my code base. Can you even see that on Shorts? Yeah, you can see that on Shorts. There you go. This is just the private. These are just the CPP files too. So this times 2 with the header files. There you go. And then all the public ones as well. But that's just the header files, so that give you a good, here's my code base. There it is. Starts here. It's been a big work in progress, so there's a lot there. Okay, so why is the entity attachment, why are you being so bad? So it's when we disable the actor, right? So it like doesn't get cleaned up properly, it seems. Maybe I should just put a breakpoint. Where was it? Here. Enable or disable. It's maybe handle proxy actor. Handle proxy actor. So it's here. So we need to be making sure that we get here. Make that a ref. Wait, I can't make that a ref? Oh, that was the wrong place. Duh. What's the name of this game? It's called My Project. Is this Dart? That's a new one. No, it's not Dart. How do you not get that anxious with that many files? Why would you get anxious just because there's a lot of files? That's my question. Can you do something, please? Kicks live coding, do something. Thank you. Okay. Let's try new seed as well. Suppose I don't need to be on the actual level, but it's more fun. We could be doing test level things here, but this is more fun. Here's a more interesting seed. My project, huh? That's right. That's right. Okay, this might be kind of a bad seed to test. Might be a bad test seed. Bonner. I barely know her. Okay. Okay, so we did get here. I do want to make sure that we get in here as well. Reset avatar. The avatar. Okay, yeah, so we did get... What is reset? Oh, that's the weak object pointer. Okay, so we should have destroyed it. Okay, we're detaching again. Yeah, he keeps going in and out of view. Okay. So you're probably just kind of stuck there. Yeah, you're so jittery. Oh my god. Okay, so I'm going to go out of view here. Yep, okay, so that's going to happen. That happens and that happens. Okay, can you stop walking towards me so that I can quit? I can stop hitting these breakpoints. Oh my god, okay. I'm done with the breakpoints. I'm done. Okay, is there a... Oh god. Is there a floating weapon? No, there's not. So wait a second. When does the floating... Okay, no, it's when he switches to an actor. Not from an actor. Okay, I had the condition wrong. Yeah, okay, so it's when he switches to an actor. Okay, I had it wrong. Well, I guess we just don't clean up the attachment then. That might be a problem for... In a proxy actor, we go in here. Handle equipped attach data. Enable or disable avatar. The avatar. I can't not think that anytime I say avatar. Nothing to do with attachments there. I do have like an is rendered flag that I feel like I'm maybe not setting properly. Enable or disable actor. Yeah, so if be enable and attach data, else get attached actors. Otherwise, what we're enabling the actor, so we're like doing the change and whatnot. I don't think it's in there either. Okay, so let me just go back to the main processor loop here. If we should have an ISM. And we don't have a valid ISM ID. We get here. Otherwise, if we shouldn't have an ISM and we do, I guess I should remove it here. Oh yeah, because I don't think we ever reach this then, so I need to like move this. Add entity ISM instance. Wait, am I adding 2 as well? No, that's not like anim data. Okay. So I think this should be rendered. Should be rendered is in player view and should have vector and should have ISM. Yeah, that's always... It shouldn't be rendered. Yeah, this would never get hit. I guess only if it's not in view. It's only if it's not in view. So I need to move this. So I guess sort of. should be rendered. If attachment should, let me change the name of this. This is should render attachments. Should render attachments. Let's hoist that. Should render attachments. Okay. And then I think I just need to take the whole... I think I should probably just take this whole thing out. Actually. That should be just a separate step. Attach data. And the rotation data, we don't have that. Yeah, and I guess only if we have a valid ISM instance or something. Well, we'll put it all, we'll keep it separate. B should render attachments, then we can throw that in there. Okay. Batch data, I guess we have that externally now. We don't need that there. Still need anim, rotation, and location data. Yeah, let's go ahead and just move that out. Rather than trying to access that multiple times. Anim data, where are you at? Because there's only a couple places where that's needed, so put that there. Actually, it's there too. It should render attachments. Okay, we're gonna move this out as well. Okay, does that suffice? Let's rebuild. I think that should be good. Is player view, which is really just like if it should have an ISM. I guess I'm doing things with actors as well here. I thought I was attaching them though. Maybe not. But I was attaching the actual actors for the actor weapons to the actor entities. Rendered true, rendered false. Okay. New seed 696. Thank you. You can go away. Oh, okay, that is the most boring seed I've ever seen, I think. It's literally all flat. Okay, where's the spawner at? Give me a guy. Did it spawn anything? It didn't spawn anything. There we go. There he is. Did it get cleaned up now? Okay, I think it's working properly. Yeah, there we go. So there's no left behind. Yeah, there's no left behind thing anymore. Cool. Now I'm gonna wait for him to get hungry. He should be getting hungry here soon, because I did try to fix that issue as well with adding a tick to the state tree. So he should start running around soon. Actually, let me check your food value. Oh yeah, maybe your food isn't gonna be like that. Hang on, what is the hangy threshold? It's 20. Yeah, wait, so yeah, you're not gonna get hungry very quickly. You're not gonna get hungry very quickly. Maybe now's a good time. Well, first let me commit the changes I made here. So this is gonna be like Fix attachments not getting cleaned up on entity representation switch. We can push that. Okay, can you still like construct things? Okay, come here. Join my colony. Go construct anywhere. Does that still work properly? Yay. Okay, good. 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 Okay, let's test hauling. Okay, let's just make a... Let me put this in the open here. Okay, you are going to be food. Uh-oh. Okay, that's broken. Uh-oh. Okay, those are broken. Is this one's broken? Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to drop some food and a weapon. I want you to haul them, but only, I guess only the weapon should be stored in there. You stored both of them in there, even though it wasn't allowed. Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. Yes, I don't, my desired storage settings don't seem to be working. Okay, so that broke. Wait, what is that? I thought you were fixed. Why was there a mace? When did that happen? How did that happen? I see it. It's when the actor... Wait, no, you're still rendered. It like moved the mace to 0, 0? I see it. There is an extra mace. What is this? Oh, that's the instance. Okay, it's not actually fixed. It's not actually fixed. It, however, should render attachments and it's not rendered. I don't think this is correct. Because I'm socketing the... I'm socketing the weapon actors. Let me just do that and see what happens. No. Okay, I think that actually worked. I'm just gonna kind of like, because he gets kind of cleaned up whenever he's not in view. So if I like turn around, he's not there. Okay, I think that fixed it. Why did I have that? That's the question. Did I decide whether or not I wanted attachments to be ISMs for actors, or if attachments should be the weapon actors? So it's like everything in the game, well, not everything, but the entity, like he's an actor right now, as is his weapon. And I can't click on him. That's strange. Oh, jeez. So my targeting's broken too. God, why did everything fucking break? Okay, I can tab target. That's good. But anyway, he's an actor right now, as is his weapon. I step back, then he turns into an instant static mesh, as does his weapon. Now, for the weapons, I don't know if it's that big of a deal if I need an actor. I think that those could always potentially be... Those could always potentially be instant static meshes and maybe run better. But that fixes that. Okay. So let's say here, only attach ISM weapons for ISM entities. That'll be what that changes. Okay. Let's write down some bugs here. One bug is the... Where's my tasks? Storage settings not respected. That's one. He is taking a while to interact. And I think that's because I'm not sending an event from there anymore. Yeah, I'm not updating the state tree from here anymore. But I think that's probably why. And so it ticks every half second. So T takes a second to like realize that he's done interacting, or to even start the interaction probably. Okay, now he's hungry. Uh-oh, he just ran to 0-0. That's not good. Danik, welcome in. Good morning. Okay, why did you run to 0-0? Angie, move to storage location. Oh, he's trying to pick up food from storage. That's good. That is what he's supposed to do. He is within acceptance radius. Why is the target there, though? What I've been up to in the past few weeks, game-wise? Yeah, just ECS System refactors, really. We've tried a bunch of different architectures and multi-threaded options and stuff like that. And now I'm going through and just like fixing all my processors right now. I guess I'm just doing a pass through on the entity state tree, making sure that it still works. Why was that the target location that it picked? But I'm gonna go ahead and guess that. God, I feel like maybe the move to should have a built-in tick. But I don't know like the tick rate for the move to, like what I would want that to be. I would want to be able to set that tick state tree every frame. Yeah, it did have a tick. Every second, return failed. Okay. New seed, 697. That's a nice seed. It's an okay seed. Okay, but given that the state tree works, what's next? I would probably am going to try to just continue to chop up my target processor. So maybe we'll do that refactor. I'll have to make a player entity data thing. to go... Can I reach it from here? Yeah, go pick up that mushroom. Okay, let's make some storage. You got it? Okay, good. Well, hang on. You build it. Why am I building it? You do it. Go build that. Good. Good. Okay. Come here. Yeah, there's some mushrooms over here. Do task, forage within radius, 10 meters. There you go. Okay, now he's hauling them. Good. Good. Yes, put those in the colony storage so you can eat them later. Yes. You put them all in there. That's good. Even the one he got it from earlier. Okay, so yeah, I think that's pretty much all working. Let's spawn an enemy. Enemy. That's not the right one. Okay, my targeting's bad. My targeting is bad. Okay. Let's figure out why that is then. Target utils, or trace utils rather. It would be interact trace. Where is it? Targetable trace. What did I hit? What did I hit? I hit a tree. Okay. Let me get real close here. So we're gonna do the camera trace. I guess did I break the chunk query? Let's go chunk processor. It's actually open here. I guess maybe I broke this. Oh, that's just running all the time, so we shouldn't breakpoint there. We will go. Let's do the breakpoint at the target trace, and then we can dig deeper. So we'll go here. Okay, so this should absolutely target him. That should target him. Very simple. It should be doing the box trace for sure. I think. Do we do the box trace? B box trace. Well, it's passed in. So what is the value? It is true. It is true. Do we do the box trace? Get entities within box, which does my chunk processor query, entity query, querying, query. We'll put a breakpoint there, as well as let's go here. Well, there's gonna be there's only gonna be 3 entities, so entity 0. I don't know which one that is within box for entity 0 is false. That is false. Okay. So maybe I don't know which one that is. I probably should have checked which entity that was. Entity 0 again. Wait, what are my entities here? Oh, each chunk has an entity in it. That's interesting. See, now we're just... I think we probably already got past the... Yeah, which entity are you? You actually were entity 0, so Why weren't you within the box? Location. Get entities within box. What's this project about? It's a video game. I'm making an RPG, Colony Sim Roguelite. So procedural terrain. Trying to just fix a few bugs here from a recent architectural change of my ECS system. Ability system. Yeah, so that part was actually fine. It actually seemed like the entity transform was not correct. Entity to avatar location. The avatar. I shouldn't be doing this anymore, actually. I should get rid of this completely. How many places am I using this in? Not in blueprints, so that's good. So I need to change entity avatar location to just get entity location, right? Which is on my generic utils, which is the greatest class name ever. Entity to avatar location, get entity location. Okay, so I'm calling it from within here, so we shouldn't do that. We should not do that. If we want the actor transform, we should just add the bounds height on there, which I'm just gonna fucking hard code for now. We're just gonna hard code that shit, baby. Okay, we're gonna do this. And we're just gonna do 90 because I happen to know that that's the half height. Well, we shouldn't do that. We shouldn't do that. There we go. Not a plus equals. Context dot entity subsystem, and then we should put true there. It's just defaulted to false, so we will want to make sure that we set true. Okay, grab me that. No, that. Okay. And then, what am I doing here? Oh, the targetable transform. Okay. Okay. Entity system. Entity. What entity? What entity would this be for? ASC entity. Okay. Okay, so we've gotten rid of that. Delete. I guess it couldn't be used in blueprints. Yeah, so that was just a very roundabout way to get that information. Okay, so we've gotten rid of that. Now we need to figure out what was wrong with the actual targeting. So let's go ahead and rebuild that. Go ahead and rebuild that. Small refactor. Go back to my trace utils as well. Get entities within box was probably where we'll want to dive in here. Although the interaction trace was working because I could still interact with them. Why wasn't the... We'll have to turn on debug for the targetable trace. I think maybe. But I was just thinking that the location of these entities was probably a little weird. A little weird. The query. Okay, close those. New seed, why not? 698. And then let's open up the character. Where's the target trace? I guess I can probably just find that from over here. Targetable trace, find usages, there we go, draw debug on that. Okay, there's a nice seed. That's a cool looking seed. Okay. Otter. Okay, where did he spawn? Beautiful. Okay, so I clicked. Camera trace, box trace. Okay, so we got here. Game name, my project. Okay, so let's go in here. Get entities within box. That should be entity 0. So it's just the entity is not within the box. Box transform box extent target location. Targetable dot transform. Oh, that's wrong. The targetable transform is wrong. Okay, so that was just entirely wrong, which means this one is wrong. Out hits. I definitely didn't hit a... I hit something, actually. What the hell did I hit? It's got a transform on it, which is weird. Okay, get rid of that. Get entity location is not working properly. Location data, yeah, we have it. We do have it. Yeah, that one's correct. The entity subsystem is null here. Oh, I see. I forgot to delete that. I forgot to delete that. Yep, that's the issue. Okay. I should let that just fucking fail, maybe. Then I would have known about that a lot sooner. Maybe I should throw an assertion there, like I can do like check entity subsystem or something. I don't know. I'll have to think about if I want to do that or not. So we have to rebuild there. But that was the issue, 100%. 100%. What I would do without the debugger. Oh. I would be a lost boy. Okay, so given that that fixes it, I think we're off to the races. I could go and fix the storage container stuff, but that's like that's not really, that seems tertiary to our main goals here. So I'm just gonna, that one got added to the list, the ever-growing list of bugs. Okay, so we can probably turn off that trace. I don't actually need that. Okay, world map, new seed, 699. We're almost at 700. Seed 700. Ooh, some nice different colored zones here. A little mountain in the distance. This is a good one. I like this because it's got a little bit of everything. It's got a little bit of everything. Okay, spawn me a guy. Let's make it an enemy so we can test. Combat, too. Okay, here's our guy. Yes, yes, I have those breakpoints there still. Yes, okay, targeting works. Targeting works. Okay. Okay, that's not working. Okay. That's probably ability system component. He's facing target. Yeah, from can hit target. Okay, yeah, so that's wrong. Entity system is there. Rotation data is null. Why is rotation data null here? Oh, did I not? I didn't add it to the enemies. Okay. Is that why? Enemy archetype. No, you have a rotation. You definitely have a rotation. Let's go to the test level real quick to test this. Oh dear. Okay. Okay, I guess we can see what 2000 looks like real quick. Forgot I had it set at 2000. I only need one of you. Oh, now, okay, all I had to do was reset the rotation data. That's a little strange. Huh. Entity true. Wait, what? Oh, what the fuck? I was passing in true to the entity. Yeah, that'll probably do that. That's why. That's why. I don't know how did he hit me at first? I guess I was just like, I guess the rotation then at that point was just 0, 0, 0. So I was probably just within that. Hullabulla, finally done with work. Hell yeah. What are you up to? Oh, just fixing random stuff that broke from some of my refactors. Okay, let's stop that. And we can just run live coding here. Pain Techies, hello? Oh, it's UE? It is Unreal Engine, yes. And given that this works, we can commit this. And then I think I need to start dealing with the target processor. And let's only go, just give me 100. I don't need, 100 should run quite well. Yes, very good, very good. Okay, give me this guy. Juana, thank you for the sub. Welcome in. Okay. You are hitting me very reliably. Okay. What game are you making? It's gonna be an RPG Colony Sim Roguelite. Oh god, I'm dead. Okay. He doesn't realize that I'm dead, apparently. Yeah, that's because the targeting processor is not working. So I guess that's what we're gonna do next. Okay, so we're gonna do remove what was the thing that we removed? It was called entity to avatar location. Location fix combat rotation. There we go. Okay, so that's all committed. And I think pretty much everything's working there except for the targeting processor, which I have been kicking the can down the road. Now he knows he's claiming dominance. Okay, he's beating the dead horse, I see. Yeah. I thought it was my code, but I guess not. Targeting processor, or target processor. They're learning. Oh god, no. The entities, they are learning. Is this Visual Studios? God, no. Ugh. I should ban you for even suggesting that. No, I'm kidding. I'm not gonna do that. Okay, so the targeting processor, let me explain what the targeting processor does and why it's a problem child. The targeting processor is unlike my other entity processors because what it does is it needs to, for every entity, it needs to check every other entity to see if they are within radius and if they have higher aggro. Because like this is it processes aggro tables and then also like hostility. So depending on what faction they are, they could be hostile towards other factions, which means just kind of like attack on sight, right? So if they come within a certain distance, within a certain radius of someone they're hostile to, they should start attacking it if there's not someone higher on their aggro table. So that's what this does. And that's different from my other processors because this for each entity, I need to consider other entities. So it's like an entity to entity kind of relationship here. Whereas all my other processors just only need to iterate over an entity and then do some stuff for that entity. They don't need to take into account anything else. So those ones all run very, very fast. This one runs very slow. Now, some things I've done to speed it up is I've actually written a chunk processor. And this does I guess it's kind of a bounding volume hierarchy, but it just kind of splits up my entities into chunks, into like a 3D grid in the world. And so that way I don't need to iterate over every single entity that exists in the world. I only need to iterate over the local ones in like the local chunk, or maybe local, couple chunks. So that's better. But for these tests, they're basically all within, I spawned them all in one location. That's kind of like my worst case scenario, which will probably never happen in a game. Like if you ever have 2,000 things within a single entity chunk, like you kind of deserve what's coming to you as a player, because you've done something, you've done something that is beyond the bounds of what I intend to support. But we're going to test with this worst case scenario just to see. And right now this targeting processor takes like a full 2 seconds to run, which is an eternity. That is an eternity, especially because I don't have background threading working right now for this. So I wonder if is step one to get this working on the background thread, which means I have to lock and copy, pop, lock, drop it and copy, something like that. This ain't Visual Studio, what be thou program ye currently be utilizing, my brother in Christ. My brother, the sacred writer of JetBrains. Praise be the JetBrains God. This is Ryder for Unreal Engine and Unity. Come, let me show you the way. And let me show you the fruit that JetBrains bear upon us. I like that comment. That was a very flavorful comment. I'm a college student and we're learning C++ via programiz/dev. I have no idea what that is. Yeah, so JetBrains has CLion for C++ stuff, but this is Ryder, which is specifically for Unreal Engine and Unity. Unreal Engine is also C++, but it's kind of like its own flavor of C++. It has like a reflection system built on top of C, and so it has like garbage collection, and it has all these like different macros that you could use to like make stuff pop up in the engine and the editor. Like this is a piece of C++ that I wrote. So I double click on that and it goes straight to the function, and you can mark things as like U functions, which makes them show up. You make them blueprint callable, so you can actually use them. So it's got a bunch of stuff like that, and then there's like U properties as well, which are like all the stuff that shows up on like this screen here, like all these different properties like booleans and enums and stuff like that. So it's a little bit different. Does your dad work for Blizzard? No, he's a trucker. Nepotism be damned. I have none of it. So yeah, what was I saying? The targeting processor. It's bad. It runs like shit. And partly is because I have to I made the decision to put the ability system component on every single entity, which I'm stuck with for now, but the targeting processor and the entity, the chunk query, also relies on that, and it shouldn't. That's probably the first thing that I need to change. So it's like, well, do I get this running on the background thread? I think I probably try to get this running on a background thread first. I think that's probably step one. Right now, everything's on the game thread. This cannot, and I don't think it ever will be able to. How to start front-end journey? You start a front-end project, and you start Googling. But, yeah, so I think probably what we're gonna have to do here is we're gonna have to copy this data. Now, combat data never changes. That's like static data, so I won't need to copy that. Location data does change. Ability system doesn't change either. So really the only thing that we need to copy is location data. And I'm thinking I would like to do the copying on the background thread. This looks like Visual Studio Code. Is that right? No, no. It doesn't look like Visual Studio Code at all. It's like completely different. It's completely different. I don't code games, I mainly rice my Linux setup. I have no idea what that means. I've been addicted to ricing my setup. Is that like gooning? Is that the same as gooning? Ricing? Is that like the new slang? Are you gooning to your setup? Is that what you're saying to me? No gooning in my chat. Begone, gooners. Gooners, begone. I'll get the newspaper and swat you if you start gooning in my chat. So yeah, I only need to... Mayhaps, okay. What game are you cooking? It's an RPG Colony Sim Roguelite. I must goon. No! Bad. Bad. Get out of here. I need an actual newspaper. I don't have one. You're lucky I don't have a newspaper. It's the closest I know what editor. This is JetBrains Writer. Well, I guess what I would need a per archetype lock, right? I would need to lock the whole archetype and copy it. Any trailer? Oh no, I'm nowhere close to doing that. No. I mean, I could just do something like this, like that's a copy, right? But something maybe writing or changing underneath it. And I would like this to work. I would like this to work without requiring like if I could just write a lock on this one, that would be great. But I can't because I would also need to lock everything else. I would need a mutex for, you know, I would need to lock a mutex everywhere else in every other processor. How far is your progress in percent? That number doesn't exist. That is a nonsensical, arbitrary number. Thing around sell your live stream. What system are you developing? It's a video game. It's going to be an RPG Colony Sim Roguelite with procedural terrain. I'm trying to think about how I want to copy this data. Like I could do I kind of did have a frame data cache before. And I guess I could write that back in, but different, where I only cache the absolute necessary. Which would mean that I would need to do this for each async. But the thing is, I don't want to have to copy on the game thread because that doesn't scale very well. I've seen it. But I mean, I guess if I don't have that many processors that run purely async, but like game frame, I guess maybe I should try and just get the target processor as fast as possible and see what happens. See if I even need it to be async. Should I do that first? Yeah, I mean, that is kind of a big change. That is kind of, yeah. It's going to be different entity data anyway, yeah. So maybe I can do that first. Maybe I can do that first. Let me see an example of the game running. Sure, I'll show it. I'll show it real quick. So here's the entity system. Here's 2,000 entities spawning. So this is what I'm working on right now. I've had it for a while, but I'm doing some refactors to squeeze out some more performance. So usually I recently changed things, but usually I had 2K entities running at 60 FPS all on screen. We're rocking about 20 FPS right now because I've moved everything to the game thread, but we'll be doing some parallel processing, which is an easy change, but I'm just kicking it down the road so I can track benchmarks a little easier. So yeah, that's the entity system. Now, for the actual world, here's what that looks like. We'll do seed 700. Well, no, seed 699 was actually kind of a good seed, right? Okay, thank you. Thank you. So this is the procedural terrain. And like these mountains are like the borders of the zone, and so you can actually see like the different zones here, like the different colors over here. This one's a different zone as well, and then there's like an entrance right here. So like the break in the mountains is like how you get from zone to zone. These zones just happen to have the same shit in them. So here's me in the world. Here is the world map. So like each one of these is those zones that I was pointing out. And those breaks in the mountains are the white dots. And so I actually surround everything with mountains, every zone, because I wanted to do more of like a vanilla WoW zone rather than something like a Minecraft or a Valheim, where each biome just kind of like seamlessly blends from one to another. I wanted something where each zone is kind of a contained thing. There's stuff in the world to do. Let me spawn a couple entities. Let me spawn a couple guys here. We'll do an enemy, show combat a little bit. Spawn. Did that actually spawn? Did that actually spawn? It did. Where did he go? He should have spawned around 0, but I forgot where 0 is. Where the hell is he? Where is he? Okay, we'll find him. Don't you worry. Okay, he's over there. We got him, boys. Wait, did I lose him already? Wait, is that 0? I think I have no idea where I'm at. I'm already lost. There he is. There he is. Okay, we're gonna shoot him. There we go. So a little bit of combat. A little bit of combat there. Thank you for the sub, Brian. Brian. So yeah, it's going to be RPG Colony Sim Roguelite. So I'm thinking something like Vanilla WoW plus RimWorld plus Hades is kind of like what I'm going for. There'll be some survival light-ish elements in it as well. You know, there's going to be skills for like tree chopping and foraging and constructing and stuff like that. This is the dynamic tree chopping. So like wherever the axe connects with the tree, it'll like deform it at runtime. And then I just got 7 wood from that. And then I can keep chopping. What's this remix called? It is in the player on the screen. There you go. Get out of here. And crush the mushroom. But yeah, so there's like a building system as well. So build. You know, I can put the wood there. I'll have to spend time constructing it. And then you can send your colonists to go and construct things as well. Let me see. I guess he doesn't know how to put the resources there, so that's not going to be a good example. Oh dear. Okay, so I can tell him to go construct construct things and like, let's do a container. So he's gonna go build that container for me once I enslave him. Construct. Wait, what was the nav mesh looking like there? Okay, that was a weird nav mesh. It's also a weird path that you just took there, but that's fine. Okay, so he's constructing it for me. Then I can also say go forage. Say in a 10-meter radius. Okay, there was nothing within 10 meters. Twenty meters. No, what was there? No, there's nothing in 20 meters. What the hell? Okay, I see some over there. Okay, go collect. I see it. There. There. Okay, go collect that mushroom. Okay, so now he's going to go put it in the colony storage. So that storage belongs to my colony, so he put it in there. And now there's a mushroom in there. Yay. I have AI generated quests, so I can click generate quest. And so that just sent an API request out to the Gemini API, where I dumped my entire item database there, along with everything that's spawned in the world. Right now, I don't really have anything spawned in the world, but usually all of this information that we see here for every character, I dump in there. So this is Vin Blood's Oath, is his name. A 35-year-old male human hunter who is skeptical and intelligent. Vin grew up in a secluded mountain village where he learned to hunt and track from a young age. His skeptical nature was fostered by the village elders, who often shared tales of caution and the importance of questioning everything. As Vin grew older, his intelligence and skepticism led him to question some of the village's more traditional beliefs. This eventually led him to leave the village and travel the world seeking knowledge and truth. So let's see what quest we got back from the API. Okay, my UI does not understand how to handle this. Apparently I'm a warlock, so it goes, warlock, eh? I've heard things, more often than not unpleasant things, attracted to that title. But I'm not one to judge before I've seen for myself, and maybe, just maybe, you can help me with something that's been gnawing at my mind. There's been a creeping sickness in the Whispering Woods further north from here. Not just to the animals, though they were wasting away gaunt and feverish, the trees themselves. They're weeping a sap that smells of rot. I've tracked the source to an old, overgrown temple, long abandoned to the wilds. I tried to scout the temple myself, but there's something unsettling about it, a presence. And my usual tricks to keep hidden weren't enough. I was seen and driven away by creatures I can't classify. And so over here on the left is like the quest journal entry that I got, worded from the perspective of the player. The quest is called The Affliction of the Whispering Woods. And that API request returns a JSON object for me that I've told it to fill out, and I've given it like a bunch of options for like quest objectives. And so like one of those is explore, obtain, and you can talk to. There's also like defeat and build type ones as well. I think there were a couple more, but I forget. But yeah, that's like just some examples, and then it gives me some dialogue as well. What exactly makes this temple, or like what kind of creatures did you encounter? Twisted mockeries of wolves and bears, with fungal growths and eyes that glowed with an unnatural light. They were wrong, fast, aggressive, and relentless. Even Talon here was unsettled, which is weird because I think he's like talking to like some like pet or something he has. And then yeah, you can like accept the quest. They're not really doable at the moment, so much more to do with that system. But yeah, that's a little bit of what I have. I have destructible terrain sort of proof of concepted. It does not work well, but it does technically deform terrain at runtime if I can actually hit it, which I can't. I may need to go over here. We shall see. Grab some mushrooms for the road. But yeah, that's a bit about the game. Okay, let me see. Does this deform? No, it doesn't even. It tries to, but it doesn't work properly. No. Try again. No. Well, those are supposed to deform the terrain. Like I said, it's not working well. So check out this cave. Can I walk through here maybe? Oh no, this is kind of a big cave. Look at that little hole there. That's so cute. Yeah, I don't think I can walk through this cave. Can I at least deform it? Oh, no. Oh dear. Oh dear. Go ahead and stop that. Thank you. Maybe we can deform in here. No, you're not gonna let me show it. You're not gonna let me show the deformable. Okay. I promise it works sometimes. How many years till this game is in production? Probably like 20 to 25. Bro, why doesn't this, like, I don't understand what the logic is for why this doesn't work sometimes. I haven't really worked on it that much. I just tried to, like... I thought it had to do with, like, the direction I was facing or something. Huh. But yeah, we have underground caves, too. We have all this underground stuff to explore. Eventually, we'll have ore and monsters and stuff spawn down there. But yeah, back to resnactering. Back to resnactering. Which game is this? Just a game I'm working on. Doesn't really have a name yet. What's the first thing I want to do? I probably want to make a player entity data and a player archetype. That's probably what I should do. God, everything is expanded. Can I collapse all here? Okay. Data, no. Entity system, data types. We will need to add UObject, sure. Let's call it player entity data. Struct player entity data. I don't know that this is actually going to have any information in it, actually. So I think we just need to register the player entity data. Player entity data. If I can spell it correctly. Register that and then add it to the archetype as well. Okay, so that will allow me to add it. I'll need to create a player entity. Can make tutorial, simplified version, your ECS game system, etc. I don't know if I would ever create a tutorial, but I might make some videos just kind of going over it a little bit. But yeah, I don't... editing videos kind of sucks. Kind of hard, so... not exactly something that I'm itching to do. I'm keen on. So we want chunk processor now as well. Chunk processor, give me my player character. No, my project character. I need to add an entity to, well, I guess it's on the ability system component is what it's on. And like, how am I going to spawn? I guess the player maybe just spawns with one. Yeah, I need to write some code in. I haven't touched the player code in a long time. So I guess I just need to spawn with one. Visible anywhere. Entity index, delete that. We don't ever do that. We don't do that here. Okay, and so when this guy spawns, you don't need to edit videos, just live stream minimalistic versions. Oh, well, I've done that. You can go look back and find those. I don't know which videos they're in, but you can. I have all the VODs on YouTube, so if you're interested in my ECS journey, probably go like 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago is when I started refactoring it. And yesterday's stream had a good breakdown of it, I suppose, as well. So on serialize, do I need to... I don't know. So thinking about serializing entities, I don't know that I would actually need to serialize the entity IDs at all. Just the... It doesn't matter what the fucking IDs are, I feel like. Well, unless we're storing the IDs as relationships. That would be the only reason why. Okay, but where... I need to, like, add an entity here. Probably here, right? Add spawned actor, yeah. Probably here. Possessed. When we possess the character... Or should we do it on begin play? I mean, this is when we add spawned actors, so I feel like it makes sense here. So get world, get subsystem, entity subsystem, add, I guess I would have to create entity. So we go entity equals that. Then I guess I need an entity archetype as well. Manually set on the player. Is that what I would want to do? I guess player should have a... Player should have a probably location data on it too. And an ability system data. But it just gets... It's just going to get populated from here, I think. Would I need an archetype, or do I just make... I think I maybe... I don't know if I need an archetype, actually. I guess I could maybe use the spawner to just do it for me. But then it's going to be like a proxy actor. Let me open up entity spawner here. Okay, so we create an entity, and I would just need to give it a spawn entity struct, which is kind of annoying. I wonder if I should have an inner function here for like... selected entry entity, yeah, that just passes the archetype in. That would be easier. And then I guess I would need to... The proxy actor, yeah, I would need to extend from the proxy actor class, which is, I don't think, something that I want to do. And the player's not going to have like a state tree or anything like that. Yeah, I don't know if I want to do it like this. Don't know if I want to do it like that. I think we just manually do it for the player character. So I don't know. I don't even know if we want to have a archetype, really. Well, let's do it like this. We have the entity, and then we want to do entity subsystem. We can start like adding entity data, and then I need to create some entity data. And you're taking in what now? An instanced struct. Okay, that's kind of lame. So is this after? Yeah, this is after we've set up the ability system and everything, so we can start adding that stuff. So F location entity data. location data. Can I add it like that? I can, yeah. So it's there's a templated version as well. That's good. That's good. And then F, ability system entity data. Yeah, yes, okay. And then what else would I need other than that? What else would I need? Let's look at the target processor. The combat data. We would get the entity query. Combat data. Because I would only ever get the entities that match this archetype. So if I wanted to do a query and I would get all the entities within the location, I guess I would have to do ad hoc lookups on those entities. And let me look at chunk processor. Target processor, pop that in there. This one only takes in transform data. Okay. What are you coding? It's a video game. It's a RPG Colony Sim Roguelite. Okay, so that will process the players. There's no LOD system. Yeah, I think this is good for now because I think we're just gonna have to do ad hoc lookups on the. Yeah. Okay. Zahib, hello, welcome. Okay, I think that's probably good for now, because my processors aren't going to pick that up except for the chunk processor, I think. Okay, and then once we get to the chunk processor, we're going to edit this. So we're not going to look up the... We are not going to look up the ability system component for every single one in here. And now this, we're going to get rid of the players. Players are always going to be included. HL Car 88, welcome. Thank you for the follow over on Twitch. I appreciate that. Ignored actors. Oh yeah, we need to inherit the entity interface as well. Entity interface. Entity. Let's override the get and set. What? That is a new size. Actor, we just want entity interface for get and set entity. Okay, so those are in there. I always wanted to know how to code. Are you using Python? No, this is C++. Okay, so ignored entities for actor and ignored actors, we get all the entities from them. Okay. Yeah, so that's going to work now. Targetable is essentially a transform and an ability system component. We are going to remove the ability system component from that. Transform. Should it just be location? I think so. And then let's not bookmark that. Get rid of those. Update transform. Where do I call that from? Interesting. What am I gonna have to do here? What am I gonna have to do here? Yeah, I'm gonna have to redo this. Yeah, I guess if source object is an actor, get actor location will work. Otherwise, I mean, what else would source object be at this point? I'm not quite sure. Source object, okay. So that should technically work, but we will need to change quite a bit, actually. Okay, so back to the chunk processor. We're going to be deleting things. Targetable, I don't know if that really... Is that useful now? I mean, we'll keep it just because if we delete it, it's going to be a lot of work. Santiago, thank you for the sub over on YouTube. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Targetable. I think we just want like an entity itself on the targetable. Excuse me. How would you recommend someone gets into coding? I mean, I think I did it a lot different than most people. I just started Google searching, like, you know, circa 14 years ago. I just started Google searching how to code. So that's all I have to go off of in terms of how do you start coding. And I know that's not super helpful, and you were probably looking for like a very specific answer. As for like a certain tutorial or something to go to. But unfortunately, I don't have that. Is valid. Which I guess is just entity.isValid now. Is valid target targetable. Targetable dot is valid. Targetable dot target location is just targetable dot location now. And I'm still doing an ad hoc lookup here. The actor instance handle. And I would have to look up the proxy actor. Which is what I'm trying to avoid, is like ad hoc lookups. So I really want this to be as bare bones as possible. I mean, should this just return entities? I think this should maybe just return entities and that's it. Not even a targetable. Because I am doing a lookup on the entity location, but I should have that. So maybe in this like entities, I return the location here as well. It can just be like a tuple. Can I do a t-array of t-tuple? Is that no? It doesn't. It doesn't let me do that with U property. I guess it doesn't need to be a U property. I guess we don't need that. Can I just do that with parentheses? How do you make a tuple? Parentheses, okay. Okay, T tuple. I wonder. Ooh, what about brackets or braces or whatever you call these? Nice. Okay. Okay, so now we have. Can I change this to structured bindings? That would be nice. Because isn't it like const that or something? Auto thing. Can you do CPP structured binding in for each? Is that a thing? Auto day. Okay. Let's see, auto, and then I would do the structured binding here. So entity location. Make it a ref. Okay, nice. Okay, that's nice and clean. Lawan, thank you for the sub. Welcome. Now we don't need to do that. So now this is like super. I mean, I might as well just put a fucking targetable in there. I might as well just make this the targetable. Okay. Might as well. And then we don't need to do that at all, actually. Should this be a copy, though? If ignored entities contains targetable.entity, continue. Just pop it right down in there. What are we programming today? Just doing some more refactors to some of the processors on our ECS system here. This is the chunk processor, which handles splitting up the world into a grid and then assigning entities to a grid node so that I can do location-based queries a lot faster. Otherwise, I'd have to iterate over every single entity in the world, which is just not realistic, right? Now, could I return a ref here? Yeah, I can, because it'll in place it, right? This should be add, not in place. So this can be const f targetable. Yeah. This is C++. Entities and players. I'll keep that name. What am I doing here? Or chunk location and entity chunk locations. I don't know that I don't need that. That was weird. Why was I doing that? Do you ever use AI to improve or optimize your code? I do not use it for that purpose, no. I am usually the one improving the AI code and optimizing the AI code. Okay, so I may need to override my hit result, some of my hit result functions here. Can you override struct functions? Hit result, because there's like the get actor or whatever on here. Is it on here or is it in a utils? It's on here, so, and I can't override it, fuck. Hit object handle fetch actor. Can I override that? It's not virtual either. Son of a fucking bitch, man. Can I shadow it? Can I shadow it? Or is it gonna get, it's probably gonna get mad at me for doing this. Because then I could do something like get actor would be like, do you use AI to write whole code? No, God no. God no. Ugh. Just gave me the, it's not October yet. You can't say things like that. You gotta wait another month before you before you suggest such level of spook. I use AI sometimes. I used it I use it a little bit for the ECS system. Like some of the variadic template metaprogramming it was very nice for, so like these functions right here it helped with. But that's just because I don't understand this type of syntax super well yet. Like removing, you have to like erase the types off of the templated parameter of which there could be any number of. So that's like kind of a difficult concept to wrap your head around if you've never done it before, like me. So I used it a little bit for these functions, and these are kind of nasty looking functions. So used it a little bit there. There's some geometry functions I used it for, but kind of like the more narrow your use case is, the more useful the AI is. And so like for those geometric functions, I was doing like a oriented box to box intersection and like a cylinder, you know, trace overlap. The stuff like that is like, that geometry is like out there in the world and has been solved a million times over. So AI is like really good at picking that up and giving it to you. And it one-shot some of those functions for me. Or like a DDA traversal algorithm. That one it gave me very nicely. But those are all like super general functions and algorithms, which is exactly what I needed, right? And so the more general of a thing you need and the more narrow the use case is, I think probably is a better usage of AI. Are there any AIs that run in the terminal? Yeah, I think every major AI has like a CLI version. Run as in like you send commands in the terminal, not as in like it runs locally. So yeah, I don't think it's gonna let me do this like get actor thing. And in any case, I'm gonna need to do like some lookups here for the data. Thank you for the subs, guys. Welcome in, I appreciate it. I can show the game real quick if you guys want to see, if you guys care to see. It's an RPG Colony Sim Roguelite with procedural destructible terrain and AI generated quests. And I'm working on an ECS system right now because I want to run the entire world. And the entire world is very large, so I need a system that can handle very efficiently running thousands and thousands of entities. So here's the world map, right? So each pixel on here is a terrain chunk. So if I were to click here and zoom out, there's one terrain chunk. And so the radius, 1, 2, 3, 4, we're about a four chunk radius. So that's, what is that, about this big? We're rendering a area about that big, and the world's this big. So, you know, if you build a colony here and then you run all the way over here, like I still want your colony that's over here to still be running, right? I still want the entities to have to run out and chop trees if that's what you've sent them to do. And if there's any wolves or bandits in the forest, you know, they should get attacked. That's what I want to do. A bit of tree chopping as well. There you go. Some mushrooms you can pick up. A little bit of a building system. So you can build little houses for your colonists and stuff, and they'll have skills. You know, there'll be a construction skill and whatnot, foraging skills and stuff. So that's what game I'm working on now. And then here is the ECS system. We're in the middle of some refactors, so everything's running on the game thread right now, so it's pretty slow. But we'll be switching that over to doing some parallel processing. So this is 2,000 entities right here. So it's spawning, so it's super laggy. So we'll get a few more frames once it's done. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's 2,000 entities all running, and they have like full state trees, and they all have ability system components. So they all like combat can happen with any of these guys. So yeah, a little laggy because we're running everything on the game thread, but it works. Bro, die already, jeez. Okay, thank you. So yeah, we're working on the ECS system now. I'm trying to do targeting processor changes. Targeting processor is my absolute worst processor that runs. It takes like a full 2 seconds right now, which is so bad. So bad. Okay, so the Git actor is used. Let's just see if I can override this. Let's just fucking, yeah, cast it or whatever. Let's just see if that allows me to do that. If I can shadow, I think it's called shadowing. I don't know if I can do shadowed functions here. Of course, there's a lot that's broken here, actually. Okay. Target.entity to string. Oh yeah, we just two-string that? I guess there is no two-string. Can we do entity ID? Bro, you really can't do a fucking int for me, really? Thank you for interrupting me, Ryder. Very nice of you to do that. From int, thank you. That's kind of annoying that it's not implicitly. Okay, so fix that. Chunk processor. Yeah, this is where I'm trying to see if we actually need to do this and how we should. Just comment that out for now. Let's rebuild. Why not use Java? Games aren't really made in Java. There's really only like one game that's made in Java, and we all know about it. And there's no engines that use Java. They're all, you know, Unreal Engine is in C++, which is what I'm using. So that's why I'm using C++. So this is kind of annoying. This is kind of annoying to have to do. How long have you been coding, man? Oh, very long. I've been writing code for like 14 years. I've been getting paid for it for like 10. Targetable. Yeah, there's so many places where we need the ability system component. Like this is actually going to substantially slow down because of that. At least it's on a background thread, so it's not too bad. Suggest a simple application using Python for beginner. No. Crine math. Yes, that's right. So before, my targetables all had the ability system component just like extracted onto it. And really, I just need the actor. Update potential targets. Yeah, this is gonna be weird. Do I have that scope traced? Yeah. Okay. Can hit target. Let's just put a function on the targetable for like getting the ability system component for this entity. I guess it'll need like a source. Well, I guess this is what targetable utils will be for. Targetable self-transform. This one I can change easily. Self ASC, just do entity, location, get actor, location. There we go. Now we don't need to const cast that anymore. That's nice. Current target is valid. Yeah, I guess that's all we can do now. Current target aggro entry. We're storing the we're storing aggro by ASC. We're gonna need to store that by entity now. New target ASC. We'll need to grab the entity. Wait, do you not have an entity? That current target. Interesting. Yeah, so everything's just based around the ability system component right now. So this is going to get kind of hairy, and I think everything's going to probably break from this. Sorry, my phone's kind of blown up right now. All right. I guess I need to make a decision if I'm still going to pass around these ASCs, and I'm planning to rewrite the gameplay ability system into my ECS system because it's not performant enough. So maybe this is where I should start doing a divergence in how I used to do things. Like the aggro entries should maybe be stored by, and I also wanted to move aggro entries onto entity components anyway. So yeah, we should probably just do that. We should probably just do that right now. Ability system components. So find current, let's go to the aggro table. This now needs to be a tmap of f my entity. And then I think the ability system component probably should. Let's pin that up there. This probably, if it doesn't already, it has an entity interface. So where's the get entity? Okay, yeah, it's there. Why couldn't I do a get entity? It was public as well. Get current target. Dot entity. Add aggro. Where are you called from? Okay, so it is all ability system based now. So that does, I think that does make sense for that to, maybe not here. Maybe not, maybe add aggro takes in an F entity for entity. Or I should say towards. Now I may need to look up the ASCs here. Swap all these over to entities. These ones are easy. Set current target is from a targetable. I guess I would need to look up the location. What are we doing for that? Show me again. It's a ref, but then we just set it into something else so we can pass in. We can just do something like this. Towards entity. Get entity location. Minecraft 7. I don't think anybody else besides you understands what you are doing. That's okay. I don't even know if I understand what I'm doing. Okay, so this should be source. Thank you for this, or the follow, Arpin, over on Twitch. Thank you. Welcome in. My entity, source, entity. Okay, that looks good. Aggro source, get current aggro amount. Where are you called from? Interacting ASC. Interaction action. Interacting object. I should probably just cast the interacting object to the entity interface. For now, I think let's just do get entity. This is Unreal Engine. Get aggro towards, and we're using the other ability system component. I guess I put the faction on the ability system component. This should change to ECS as well, which would need an ad hoc lookup of the faction data. You didn't reply to the language query. What language would you suggest learning in the AI era? The AI era changes nothing about what language you should learn. It depends on what you want to do. Use the right tool for the job. So you should figure out what you want to do, and you should figure out which language is best for that thing, or is most commonly used for that thing. Or you can find a job posting that you think you might be interested in if you're trying to get a job. And you should learn whatever technologies are on that job posting. This is gonna get thorny. I can maybe write another static function here that does like an entity to entity. Which game are you making? My game. Get aggro towards. We should probably write another one of these. Yeah, I think I want to write another one of those. We're probably going to need it eventually anyway. Static, same thing basically. I'll just grab that. Get aggro towards entity from entity towards entity. We can forward declare that one. Okay, so I will need to like basically I will need the entity subsystem in here as well. And that will entity subsystem base, yeah. Okay. Rebuild that. There we go. Are there really any all-in-one programmers? What do you mean? I don't know. I don't know what that means. Started learning C# and Unity engine and finding difficulty understanding the structure of how the language works. Can you refer me to anything that will help? No, I don't use Unity. Sorry. I'm sure there are tons and tons of community documentation out there on YouTube and Google and whatnot, so I would search there. Looks fun, whatever you were doing. Yes, refactoring, so fun. We're having fun. This is fun. Okay, let's write a check here. Check entity subsystem. We should always basically have that. Auto from faction equals get entity data, the faction data. Now we want to do that with the entity subsystem. It was a nice try though. It was a nice try. I probably need to actually include that. Thanks for the subs, guys. Welcome. Auto, yeah, towards faction. Now you understand. I should do attack back only if they're not, basically this query. Basically that. There we go. Okay. So get aggro towards entity. Now we can go back and replace that. Get aggro towards entity. So that's going to be entity subsystem towards entity, passing in this entity. Okay. There we go. There we go. Remove aggro. Where are you called from? Somewhere that we can easily pass in F. My entity. Aggro source. Okay. Highest aggro entry equals aggro entry. What am I doing here? Oh yeah, that's not the right. Okay, I see. Yeah. Get source with highest aggro. That is also something that we want the entity for. F my entity. Okay. Return null pointer. Just return blank entity. Which I really don't need that, because we're just going to basically not loop. Basically just going to not loop. New target ASC, set current. Am I sticking with set current target here? So we're only using that. Oof, we're using it in... I kind of want to write 2 of these. Why not use Copilot? I am using Copilot. It is installed. I just happen to write code faster than it sometimes. Why can't I do get entity here? Oh, because we're not passing in the casted version of it. So I guess we cast it here. My ASC. Yeah, there we go. Thank you. Now I can do get entity. Target transform. I don't need that. Cast to interaction interface. Why am I doing that? Why on earth am I casting it to an interaction interface? I don't think I need to do that. Can't wait for so many things to break here. Everything's gonna break. Okay. I mean, that maintains the old functionality. And we should have that for like blueprint stuff, I think. But let's do like a void set current entity target. Or maybe just set current target entity. Are there really any all-in-one programmers? A programmer who could do everything like web development, software development, etc. There's no all-in-one programmer. I don't think you're thinking about it the right way. And I think the short answer to the question is like, yeah, is there someone who's capable of doing those things? Yeah. And by the way, web development and software development are not two different things. Those are both, there's overlap there. Software development is the umbrella. But like, these are just tools, right? Like, it's like, what you're asking is something like, is there really a handyman who can learn how to fix anything? Like, yeah. Yeah. You can learn how to do all that. I mean, once you've been doing it, like the reason they call them like software engine, like once you go to like the bigger companies and stuff, they don't care what languages you know. Because after you have enough experience, it doesn't matter the framework or the languages or whatever. They know that you can pick it up. Like, it's just a tool, right? It's like, is there a programmer who can use every hammer? Like, yeah. So I think you're just kind of thinking about it a bit wrong. Like, as an engineer or a programmer or whatever, like, you just kind of learn what you need to get whatever you need done. So in a sense, yes, there is an all-in-one developer, but it's like, no, there's not a developer that remembers and knows every single thing that there is to know, because that would be foolish. Anyways, new target. Try get entity location, source object. Can I just have one for entity location? Well, just get entity location, subsystem entity actor transform. Yeah, we'll do that. Do that one. Get current target. Ooh, distance 2. Oof, okay. God, so many of these, like, the combat is gonna be slow. There is much better ways to do this. So I need to do this thing. Well, I guess there's location on here, right? Distance 2. Okay. Okay. Where are you used at? Okay, change that to entity then, or targetable or something, I guess. How many languages do you know? I mean, define know. What do you mean by, like, how many languages have I ever written a line of code in? Like, I don't, there's a lot. I don't know. I think it would be easier to say, like, which ones I haven't written a line of code in. But that doesn't mean that I, like, know them. Like, there are 0 languages that I would never have to look something up for. So again, I think that's thinking about it wrong. I think you're, again, it's just a tool. It's like asking a handyman, how many tools do you know how to use? Like, it's just kind of weird. It's like kind of a weird question to ask. or a construction worker. Hey, how many hammers do you know how to use? It's like, oh, I don't know, man. I just use the hammer. What do I want to do with this distance to function? I think you are Neo. Thank you, I think. Thank you, I think. I guess I want to change this to... We can just do... If we do get current target, we should already have the location. Okay, if it's not valid... How much time it took you to grasp fundamentals of data structures? Which data structures? This just needs to do get entity location. I should already have the target location here. Current location. Get entity location, entity subsystem, entity. A bit more straightforward. Target ASC. Just for getting the pawn half height. This is Unreal Engine C++. Okay. Is valid, is target alive? Why do I have tree dynamic mesh actor here? That's so weird. I'm sure there's a reason. Get aggro towards entity subsystem. Get current target. I shouldn't do that more than I need to. That does do a call to the entity system. Current target. So I need to get the ability system component from it to test if it's alive. So that's just gonna, we're just gonna need to ad hoc do that. Current target. Entity. Or current. So when am I setting the tree? Oh no. When am I setting the tree to my current fucking target? Do I need a source object on there still? I'm just gonna pray. I mean, that's probably for tree chopping. That is probably for tree chopping. Okay, we've almost ironed all of these out. Targetable, we'll need to ad hoc get that one as well. I need to like the reason I'm like kind of reluctant for these ad hoc gets of the ASC because it's inefficient. Oh, that's not gonna work. destructibility. Hang on, undo. Those are both wrong. Okay. Actually, let's make a fucking function on here, because that's gonna be a common one. So my ability system, get ability system components. We'll need to pass in the U entity subsystem base. And we'll basically just do that here. ASC. Can I just return that, or do I have to dot get? ASC data, and it's valid. Otherwise, we're going to return null pointer. There we go. Okay. So we're just going to do that for the targetable. Current target. Get ability system component with the entity subsystem component. Very good. Very good. Okay. Target location. Why are you mad? Okay, yeah. So you can be that. Target ASC. Do. Okay. How's the progress? It's good. Good. Rounding out the ECS system refactors and then just going through. I'm trying to fix the targeting processor now. The fourth refactor of the ECS, yeah. I don't know if numbers go high enough to actually keep track. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna need to fix all these now. Get current target, old target is alive. Oh. Okay, so that's happening. Should I be pinning this? I think so. How do pins work when a strong pointer is returned from a function? Because it's a weak object pointer. How does that work? How does that, if I pin something and we return it, I think it would go out of scope, so it would release the pin. So should I return a strong object pointer from this function? Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. New target, ASC. How do you remember all this? I don't. I don't. New target, okay. God damn, it's like so nested, I have very little room to work with here. I have to check that it's alive. That's like it's like the main reason I use the ability system component, which is so annoying because it's like all that is like a float for health. I don't actually need the ability system component there, so I just need to probably check if the target is valid. Okay, so we just need this one. Kind of annoying. I really do have to get the fucking ability system component for all of these, which is annoying. But at least the targeting processor does not have to do it. Or not the targeting processor is doing it. At least the chunk processor doesn't have to do it. How do you set up C-line for UE? That's the neat part. I don't. This is a writer, which sets itself up for UE because that is what it's built for. Okay. Chunk processor. Yeah, so I need to see to do figure out how to handle actors on the hit result. Okay. How do you have the energy? How do you have time and energy to code your personal project after your current 9-to-5 job? Well, my secret is that I do it before my 9-to-5 job. That's how I have the energy to do it. Which I will be needing to hop off and go to here soon. Okay, circular dependency, yay! Okay, so ability system component requires targetable, which requires entity subsystem base, which requires proxy actor, which requires ability system component. So I could probably just forward declare the F targetable here. Requires faction, which requires my entity subsystem, which requires subsystem, which requires proxy actor. I think I need to... I am including the ability system component. Delete that. Is that fine? Okay, try that. So I just slack the job. I mean, I don't slack the job. I still do the job. I have to import it here. Okay. I spend my good energy in the morning. That's how I more reliably can, it's like, yeah, I wouldn't feel like streaming all the time after doing my job. Oh my god, this fucking... So I think I probably need to go to the targetable, and I need to write that, I need to write this in the C file, the CPP file. So I can import over there. Oh, that's all wrong as well. That was never gonna work, okay. Okay, I think that'll probably help. Let me fix that file though. Update transform. Yeah, what am I doing with this? I guess I need the entity subsystem here. Okay. Then I don't need to import the subsystem anymore. We can forward declare that. This is Rider. This is JetBrains Rider. It is not Visual Studio. It is not Visual Studio Code. Is JetBrains Rider. Okay, velocity interpolation on the cast projectile. Fun. So every target should have an entity on it now. Bounds data. Oof. Interesting. Do I need a bounds data on my player character? I guess I do. I guess I do if I'm getting here. And so this should actually be like something like if bounds data. And then I need to get the impacted with actor. Target.entity. What do I want to do about the radius? Because what's happening here is the projectile, like the fireball projectile stuff, and even like the arrow projectile, what they do is they lerp their velocity towards the target, but then they take into account the target radius. I guess we just do nothing here, and the radius and half height are 0. But getting the actor for the target entity, I guess that's a function I could write as well. Get target actor. Actor data. That was the wrong. That is the wrong data. Turn proxy actor, which is a weak pointer, which is like, yeah, what am I supposed to be returning from these functions? if auto player. How do I reference the player actor? I guess I need to like have that on the player data. Where's my fucking player? Where's my player care? There we go. Oh, yes, of course, yes. Well, I didn't even add the player data. F player entity data. Or something like that. Do I want that to be a hard cap? Like a hard reference there? I guess if I do T weak object pointer, we wouldn't need to import it. Okay, we can do that. If player data equals F player entity data, player data character, there we go. Otherwise return null pointer. Pointer to incomplete type, so I have to include it here. That's kind of lame. I guess when you dereference a weak pointer, you have to import the type. I learned something new. Okay, where else are you broken at? I guess I can probably put that actor in here now. That's another ad hoc lookup within the entity query that I don't know that I actually want to do. What's your deal? Update transform, right? You need to be passed in the entity subsystem. And then here, yeah, I guess we'll just get target actor. Target copy. Location. Thanks for the subs, guys. Oh yeah, entity subsystem needs to go in here as well. Okay, let's build it. That was kind of a big refactor. I didn't expect that to be that big, but 35 different files. Okay, so far so good. Okay. Okay. Current target. Deal damage. Yeah, we do need to get the current target component. Do I have an entity subsystem here? I don't. Let me think here. Do I want to? I guess I can just get. This kind of feels shitty to do. Yeah, that feels weird, but it'll work. Weapon. ASC is target faction attackable, and there is an ASC. I guess I don't care. Why is target passed in here? It's not actually even used. Okay, everything is an entity now. Everything is an entity. Get ASC avatar radius. What is this? Set output target location. The game will be an RPG, Colony Sim Roguelite. I was hoping to get this compiled before I had to hop off, but that may not be the case. We'll see. Yeah, I don't need to use the ability system component to get the fucking... Yeah, I should stop going through the ability system component for everything, honestly. Honestly. And I should pin the ability system here. Target ASC, get, I need the target avatar radius. So yeah, I should probably add bounds data to the player character for those kinds of calculations, just so we can handle them the same everywhere. It's like I can either do that or I can just get the actor and put it on there. Get ASC avatar radius. Yeah, and I did that because the ASC was the bridge between the player and the entities, but now the player is an entity. So now I guess I don't need that bridge anymore. Do I have like a radius? Get ASC avatar radius, get entity pawn radius. Subsystem entity default. What does you do? Yeah, I mean that's basically what I would need. Yeah. That's basically what I would need. Wait, was that half height target instigator? Yeah, so I need to do the same thing probably there, but with context.entity instead. Okay, so let's add some bounds data to the player as well. Probably should pop this into a function. Okay, and then actor offset is going to be equal to, I guess it's the skeletal mesh. Which is just get mesh component, right? Get relative transform. And I should probably not store... That's so big. The transform is so big. I should not be storing a transform. Let's not store as transform. I don't think I would ever need scale anyway. But I think the relative transform there is the proper offset, and that's going to give me -90. To which I would just offset that, I think, as that is the half height. Okay, rebuild. Let's recompile here. Okay, yeah, I knew there was going to be more here. Yeah, there's so many I use this targetable class in so many places. Just check if the target's valid there, I suppose. Is that it? Okay. Okay, sick. Get ASC from hit results. Hit targetable. Get actor. Oof, yeah, this is where it's going to start to break down. What are some key concepts to look up to begin to understand what you did for the generative world? So like getting started on procedural terrain generation. I know that there are some tutorials on YouTube. I think there are some specifically for Unreal Engine now. When I first started, there weren't, but I know that there are now because I've looked it up since then. So I mean, you could just search like procedural terrain generation in Unreal Engine, but if you want something more like a general concept, like I use Sebastian Legg's procedural generation tutorial, but that was the best one I found at the time. That was like 3-4 years ago or whatever, and it's for Unity, so I had to translate it to Unreal Engine. But if you're just looking for general concepts, I would look up like height maps, like how to make a height map, and then you need something to mesh it. So you can make a height map just from like some 2D noise. But if you want to actually mesh it, you should look up the dynamic mesh component for Unreal Engine. And if you're not using Unreal Engine, I mean, essentially you just need a way to connect all of the triangles for the noise, right? And put them as a mesh. So whatever the engine that you're using, however you mesh things, you need to figure that out. This guy has a pretty good tutorial series for it on Unreal Engine.
Build a website you...
That's an ad. 3 years ago, where was this when I wanted to learn?
To create some mesh.
Oh no, I actually have seen
this
this guy's
mesh,
videos.
but this, a polygon mesh.
Yeah, he kind of, I don't know, did he ever end up making more? Because I know his like little series he did ended at one point. But yeah, that's a good start. It's a good start. For sure. But yeah, that tutorial is a good starting place. I've watched that before. He's like a 15-year-old Russian genius. Yeah, he stopped making the tutorial though. Like the tutorial ended after a certain video. So once you get there, you can come back to me and I can give you the secrets. I can give you the secret sauce. So the problem here is that I don't have access to the entity subsystem. I guess I would have to get actor. I mean, I guess this would do it. Well, I don't know if this works yet. Oh, and I need the fucking subsystem. So yeah, I'd have to pass in the subsystem here. Am I using this? Am I 5 blueprint usages? Ugh. And this is why I pre-populated the hit result with the ability system component. This is exactly why I did this. I guess I could add a world context object onto this, and that would help. If we have a world content, I mean, we basically have no option here. We have no we have to do get ability system component, get world, get subsystem, U entity subsystem base. Yeah, we have to do that. Okay, we're slowly narrowing down all the usages of the ability system component. I spent so much time figuring out gas too. That's so sad. It's an inevitability. It is inevitable. My god, yeah, the half height and stuff too within the that's gonna be inefficient. Muy inefficient. So it's like, instead of getting the ability system component, I'm just gonna be getting the fucking bounds data. Because I have to check their, like, radius and stuff. I guess I need to switch that bounds data from a transform. That'll make it a bit better. Maybe I should just store the offset separately, and then the bounds can just be 2 floats. Half height and radius, that way it's super small. Because yeah, it's like we're getting the ability system anyways, so this refactor actually is not gonna, like, this is not gonna be any more efficient at all. Get AoE targets. If we have an actor... If we hit an actor and it's not an entity, here, let's just do this. Hang on, undo. Yeah, otherwise just, yeah. That way it's like the entity might be null, but we can still return the location. Same for down here as well. Yeah, that works. Yeah, same here. Probably make a function for that, because I'm literally doing that in 3 different places. What's your opinion to switch from development to software quality assurance? Is that what you want to do? Like, you don't like being... I don't... Like, you're going to probably take a pay cut for that. You think that in the future, the QA field scope will be less? I mean, I've never worked at a company that has a QA team. So I can't really... I don't think I can speak on behalf of that, really. I have always been my own QA. This is a Darkula theme. I think that's the default for writer. No, it's not. It might be the default for like IntelliJ or something. Okay. Okay, I have to hop off now. I have to get going. So let me see if I can find someone to send you guys over to. Who was streaming today? Anyone doing some cool Unreal Engine stuff? Vape Lord. Do you speak English? Currently focused, please avoid interruptions. I just want to know if you speak English. I'm unfamiliar with you, but I'd be happy to raid you if you speak English, because you're doing Unreal Engine things. Do you think a raid would break his focus? I think it probably would. Oh, I know this guy. We'll raid this guy. Oh yeah, this guy's working on a pretty cool
Now
game.
It's going up by tens, and it should.
Jevon's chair. I haven't followed him. I should follow him. But I'm gonna send you guys over. He's working on like a card energy resource UI right now. It seems. Part 4. Hey, me too. I'm also on part 4. He's working in Unreal Engine, and his game looks pretty cool. So I'm gonna send you guys over there. Thank you all so much for joining me. On YouTube, sorry, you guys are gonna go elsewhere. You guys are just gonna get yeeted into the ether. So I'm sorry, but thanks for joining me. I hope you all have a great day, and I hope to see you guys again tomorrow. Have a great day.